What is going on, guys? It is a beautiful Saturday night and kind of stormy here in mid December. We are only a week away from Christmas here.
Yep. I get a bone to pick with you before we start the show.
What's going on?
I got a bone to pick with you and UPR.
I think I already know what it is.
I've been on the show for 3 weeks now, and I don't got myself in the intro. I got the sheriff, Dan the man. I mean, what's the story here?
You got to show up solid for a month straight.
Is that the rule?
I think so. I think so.
I think I'm going to put a complaint into HR.
You should. You should let HR know.
I'm going to HR is a Philadelphia Eagles fan, so I'm definitely going to hit HR up tomorrow and be like, hey, listen, I need my spot on the roster.
You should. You let me know how that goes.
I definitely will. Maybe I'll dangle a turkey sandwich in front of him or something.
Oh man, as long as it's one of those La Spada's own famous, hoagies.
That's it. I feel like we should start the show with two important things to cover.
Well, we should. We should also, intro. I am your host, Dan the man. This is Let Me Be Frank, Vincent La Spada. Go on, Vince. What you got for me?
I think, we all should talk about Kenny Omega and definitely being injured. He's going to be sidelined for a very long time, what I've read. And I guess he's been having this injury for a while now.
Yep.
So that's a big hit for AEW, having.
He has. So I know that he's been battling through this injury for a bit, and he's wanted to just keep going and push through the pain, but I think it just it's taken its time, and here we are, and it looks like a 9-month window.
You know what, I'm gonna tell you this: if I was a WWE superstar and I had an injury like that, I understand these guys want to wrestle and be part of the big extravaganza.
Yeah,
why not take the 9 months and relax, chill, watch 9 months of programming, get better? I mean, these guys, they beat their bodies up so badly, and then they cry wolf when they have to go and get a time off. Maybe I'm not into it as much as they are, but I'm gonna tell you what: if I was getting paid for 9 months, shit, I'd take that time.
Well, I mean, the injury bug's kind of hitting everyone right now. Look at what's going on with Charlotte Flair. She's going to be out now for 9 months.
Yeah. They thought it was a torn ACL. Did you see the actual clip of how it happened?
No, I did not.
Oh my God, Asuka. She I tell you what, I'd be very surprised if Charlotte's not holding a grudge against Asuka, because I watched the clip like 3 times, and Asuka was trying to go up with Charlotte for a suplex, and Charlotte was on the top rope and she was on the middle rope, and I guess Asuka lost her balance and Charlotte twisted her leg I guess sideways on the rope and fell.
Jeez.
So I tell you what, I tell you what, Charlotte, she's a great athlete in the ring, but I'm gonna tell you what, she has missed so much time with injuries. She's such a injury prone wrestler now that she might have to learn how to wrestle a different way.
You're onto something. She might, but she's a top talent, and the thing is, when you hurt, one of the top dogs like Charlotte, all eyes now become on you. So, Asuka was in the doghouse at one point, and she might be back in the doghouse at this point.
I listen. I don't understand. Again, everybody's probably gonna hate on me and talk shit about me and beat me up here in the chat. I just don't understand why everybody thinks Asuka is such a great wrestler. Like, with these like all these Japanese wrestlers, like everybody thinks they wrestle way better than Americans, and I'm not going to sit here and say they don't, but I mean, come on. I mean, I feel like she's done a lot worse.
Asuka's style has translated very well over to it's translated very well to the American style. Let's put it that way. So I think that's a very important thing that many people overlook And at this point, there's a lot of Asian, Japanese descent wrestlers that just aren't catching on in America right now. And for an example, I know Riho has a following, but Rio, for me, I just hasn't found the connection with Rio. And there's the other one. I'm sorry. The other there's Emi Sakura. There's in AEW you have Hikaru Shida. She's they're I think you don't see them regularly on TV, so I don't know if they're just not catching on with the American audience, or they're just their residence is still in Japan, or what the deal is, but they're just not as consistent.
What about the WWE one that just came back? Oh God, remember she was part of the Mae Young Classic.
Yes, Kairi Sane.
Yeah, she was gone for a while, and I had a feeling she was going to come back. I knew it wasn't going to. I knew it wasn't going to last.
No, and I think everyone needs their time away, and I think that's one thing that we got with her. So, it's we're gonna see what happens with that. But this is an AEW review show. Remember that, okay? Remember that, Frank Vince.
Yeah,
get on that. Get on it. We don't care what they're doing over there. We don't care. This is here right now.
Kind of a letdown tonight. I'm not going to say that it was horrible, but I mean, the first match was kind of that was the battle of the running into each other's. I mean, these guys kept running into each other like they were trains, and I was like, "You guys going to stop it already? Come on, let's just wrestle. Stop being girls."
Yep. No, I hear you, man. I hear you, and I mean, I thought it was a pretty good show for the most part. There was lacking in some certain areas, but Collision has a very different feel than Dynamite, and it's been that way since the inception of the show. And I think tonight you got a really good feel for what Collision is. And I mean, if you notice the graphic, they really kind of modeled themselves a lot like Monday Nitro in a lot of what they do. And the look and feel of the show, to me, looks like it would be what, if WCW was still around today, would be a Monday Nitro.
I mean, I tell you what, if Tony Khan didn't rip off WCW in any other way, he did it with Collision.
Absolutely. And it goes to show.
Well, we do know one match that we're going to happen here in Orlando on December 27th for Dynamite. Swerve Strickland's going to take on Jay White. That should be
I don't think that's official yet, is it?
Yeah, I heard it right after the match with that was the first one they announced this today. That was right after the match with the first match. They announced it. And then they announced one other one at the end of Collision, and I didn't catch it.
Interesting. So these are going to be the finals then?
No, I think it's going to be the quarterfinals.
Well, yeah, the quarterfinals that's going to lead to the finals.
Yeah,
so semifinals.
I'll see if I can keep going. I'll see if I can find it.
And they're doing another theme show. So the one in Orlando on the 27th is going to be the New Year's Bash, which, it's really funny because Tony Khan was saying how he wanted to continuously every year go back to Jacksonville for the New Year's show. He wanted to do it every year, and we've lacked Jacksonville for 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I wonder why that is. Why are we not going back to the look and feel that's really kind of made AEW?
Oh, is it New Year's Smash or New Year's
Smash? New Year's Smash. There we go. New Year's Smash. New Year's Smash.
I don't know if they have it up yet. No, but I listened to what they were saying, and I tell you, multi-classic. I swear they said something about these matches.
Well, our first match of the night. So Dynamite is really featuring the Gold League, and Collision is featuring the Blue League. So tonight's first bout was a continuation of the Continental Classic in the Blue League, Claudio Castagnoli against Andrade El Idolo. And I'm going to tell you, these two can go. I mean, Claudio, to me, I feel like he's really taken his game to the next level ever since he's come to AEW. And Andrade, I've really enjoyed this Andrade. This Andrade seems to be more of what the NXT Andrade was, but a little more on steroids.
Okay, so I was right. And then Daniel Bryan's going to take on, Eddie Kingston, right? Eddie Kingston won, correct, tonight?
Eddie Kingston did.
So it says Eddie Kingston, Bryan, Jay White, and Swerve.
Eddie Kingston, you got to be kidding me.
What a goof. I tell you what, if there's one wrestler that I cannot stand watching, it's Eddie Kingston. I mean, he's just it's like a homeless guy put on a pair of tights and he's going out there to wrestle. Like he's very dangerous. I think he's very, I'm going to say uneducated sometimes. And I don't know. And his promos, his promos, he talks like he's in the street. Like he's just talking to somebody in the street that just like pushed him. Right. I mean, I'm not saying that's not his character, but at the end of the day, like he doesn't have any structure. Like there's no, like you can't, I feel like you can't give Eddie Kingston a script and going, hey, listen, this is what I want you to say. He's going to throw it at the side. He's going to say what he wants. I don't know. I can't, I don't, the guy doesn't look like a champion to me. He looks like a bum. He's a bum.
He looks like every other average guy that you'd find on the street in New York City. Yeah,
he's like a Kevin Owens that doesn't lose weight.
Man,
or a Keith Lee. No, I'm not saying he wrestled like Kevin Owens. I'm saying he looks like a Keith Lee or a Kevin Owens. Like these guys, they don't keep in shape. Like it's crazy to me. What? Who's the way?
Man, no. You're right. You're right. I mean,
I don't have to be right. I'm looking in. I mean, I don't want a fat slob as my champion. I mean, so what? You win, you go get a turkey dinner afterwards. I mean, come on.
I mean, the guy needs some turkey, bro. He needs some turkey.
Who just popped in there? Who's that?
No, that's one of our other hosts on another show. And
come on or what? What's it?
No. It's this little video just hanging in my head to the comments.
He's not in here.
No, he's not in.
Oh, I thought he was moderating the show.
He's not in here.
Oh, okay. I was like, I gotta watch what I say. The sheriff's coming in.
Oh, sheriff might be coming in.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez Louise.
All right. Okay. So you're right. I do feel like Andrade is picking up momentum like he was in NXT. I didn't really enjoy this match too much. Like I said to you, I don't like the train fest.
Yep.
And then I tell you what, watching this match and watching, his name. I mean, I know him as Cesaro, but what's his real name now? Castiota.
Claudio Castagnoli.
I can't. To me, I can't get past the fact that WWE passed this guy up. Like he's with them for so long and they just passed on him. Like he's such a great contender. Like, I mean, he has so many moves that people just don't like. That swing. Nobody does the swing.
No, nobody.
And then he throws the guy up in the air and does what do you call that? The arm punch.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't understand how this guy was never a world champion. I really don't. Because you know it as well as I do. The only person they used as a world champion that I can beg to differ, but I know you're all going to say he deserved it, was Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was the smallest heavyweight champion they had. That's true. Now
you're right. How do they pass up Cesaro as the champion? I don't know. Because I mean, there's champions now. WWE they do the same three people or so. It's like with the women's. If it's not Asuka, it's Rhea. If it's not Rhea, it's freaking Bianca Belair. If it's not Bianca Belair, it's Charlotte. Like they don't give anybody another chance. It's like they're the same bimbos winning the title.
Well, I don't know that I'd call them bimbos.
Oh, come on, man. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, if you can't pick anybody else besides the same 4 people to win the titles, you're a bunch of bimbos.
Well, I mean,
there's so much talent, bro.
Listen. Mandy Sachs, she had her opportunity. Mandy Rose had the opportunity, and she decided OnlyFans was her avenue, not WWE.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't blame her. Bro, she's making more money on fans only than she was in WWE. I don't blame her.
Oh, absolutely.
I take my top off too.
She's not even getting naked.
No, but if you go online and type in Mandy Rhodes absurd pictures, there's a couple slips there.
Couple slips? I haven't seen any.
A couple nip slips.
Oh boy. All
right. Well, so Andrade and Cesaro got the win on this.
Claudio got the win.
Oh, sorry, Claudio Caston, whatever.
Earning and he earns 3 points. His total is now 6. Which
I hate this freaking blue league bullshit.
He's not there. He's got to catch up, man. 6 points is not enough right now.
I'm so confused. I don't even give a crap about this point system. It's so stupid. Old league, blue league, red league. Who gives a shit? Just freaking wrestle. Why? Who needs points?
Come on, man. We need points. We get points. Let's get points.
For what? What do you win? There's no championship match.
Man. There actually is a championship match. It's culminating into a new title. You're going to get 3 different champions.
That's horrible.
It's
a new heavyweight championship coming out.
It's going to be the Continental Champion and also the Ring of Honor Champion and the what is it? There's a New Japan. Is it Strong Champion?
How are they merging all these titles into one AEW programming? Like I don't understand how they're doing this. Like, is New Japan and AEW, are they going to somehow buy each other out and they're going to own? Like I don't get it.
Well, I don't know if they're going to buy each other out, but I think right now what we have with New Japan and AEW is a strong partnership.
Oh, I can't keep up. Go ahead, give me the next match.
All right, so moving on, Claudio gets the win. We get Abaddon here.
I can't stand this bitch.
Oh man, Abaddon against Jasmine Allure. Now,
what a joke,
dude!
This is a joke match.
I don't. I mean, this was filler.
I watched paint dry when this was going on.
Paint drying. Dude, this was over in like what, a minute?
Yeah. Well, I stared at the paint. It slowly but surely didn't dry yet. But
no. But did you have more fun watching the paint?
Oh, absolutely. I watched the drop come from the top of to where my TV was all the way to the bottom where my computer was. I'm like, oh my God. And then freaking, I don't know what she's supposed to look like. What is she?
She's a living dead girl. Some
kind of Halloween costume. I mean, I tell you what, if anybody's dating this girl, good luck. Good luck.
I mean, Vince, I don't know. Shoot your shot, man.
No, absolutely not. I'd be disowned in my family if I brought that home.
Well, you know what?
Like, what is that? Who is this? I don't know. I really don't. It's a living dead girl, I guess.
Is this a let me be frank moment right now?
I mean, let me be frank. I'm just telling you, this is wasn't she in TNA for a while or Impact?
I think you're thinking of somebody different. You're thinking of probably Sue Young.
No, this girl was in some other. Same thing. Yeah, she was an Impact.
Okay.
She scared me then. She scares me now.
You're scared of her.
Oh, come on. I would never get in a ring or in the
living dead girl Abaddon. That is her name.
But we did see the return of Thunder Rosa.
We did. We saw the return of Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa is doing commentary for the Spanish announce team, which I cannot hear that. But she is doing that, and we did see the return. Thunder Rosa did get involved in this match. I mean, well, technically after the match, because the lights did go out. The new, the TBS champion Julia Hart walks out to Abaddon, and seemingly throws the gauntlet down by throwing the title down. And this is going to be I guess the next feud is Abaddon and Julia Hart. And I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, to me, Abaddon wouldn't it make sense for her to join House of Black at this point? It's a very similar type of character. No?
I think she's too green for House of Black.
You think?
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, Julia Hart was pretty green too.
She's all black now, and at one point she was green.
Okay. Well, but I mean, it's possible, but Sky Blue, I think at this point probably is
Sky Black.
Well, Sky Blue, Sky Black. That might be the way to go here, because Sky Black, Blue, whatever, did end up attacking Abaddon.
Yep. Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
So maybe this is the return of something a little different here, and we definitely have been seeing a new Sky Blue, but this now officially might lead to more of a House of Black move for Sky Blue. So now we have some allies here between Blue and Hart, and the Living Dead Girl, and Thunder Rosa now is apparently going to maybe come to the aid or came to the rescue of Abaddon. So very interesting to see how this shapes out. Are you interested in this? Is this something you want to see? Do you want to see Thunder Rosa back? I mean,
well, I do listen to Thunder Rosa on Busted Open on Sirius XM. She's a host with Dave LaGreca. So I knew that she was on the Spanish commentary team.
Yep.
And I knew she had an injury that was going to keep her out for a while. I'm kind of excited to see her come back. I don't know if I'm excited to see her go against Mastodon, but excuse me, I'm sorry, not Mastodon, Abaddon. Sorry.
Well, no, she's going to team up with Abaddon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
So maybe we're going to see a Sky Blue feud, or maybe even a Julia Hart feud at some point here.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
No, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a quick 1-minute break, and we will see you in just a moment.
As far as like Lyra having the belt, she's had a okay run. I'm not going to say it's the best, but I'll say it's better than someone who constantly taps out but is lucky that the ref doesn't see it every damn time. Tiffany. I can say her name with sarcasm however much I want because I hated her reign as champion. There, I said it. She can wrestle in the ring. I will never say that Tiffany Stratton can't wrestle because that is an absolute lie. However, the fact that she's a chicken shit champion who always got lucky by either by tapping in the ref, not seeing the ref being distracted, and she uses it as a chance to win every single time, I cannot respect you as a champion. It made me respect Mandy Rose's reign as champion. And Lord knows how much I hated her reign as champion because she always had Gigi Dolan and JC Jamin that were also Toxic Attraction helping her every single time.
So you have never liked a chicken shit champion ever in the entirety of the time you've watched professional wrestling? Never once.
Not. I can like somebody when they're a heel character, but do I like them if they're a chicken shit heel champion all the damn time? Roman. Ugh. He's a chicken shit in the sense that he's only won 24%. That's not even a quarter of his reigns. And he's now a part-time champion.
He's a great champion.
Who is going to lose the belts to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Man, that got out of hand real quick.
Who likes a chicken shit champion, though? I don't
like
no
one likes a chicken shit champion.
Well, I know one right now that's a chicken shit that always shows up every once in a while. He showed up on SmackDown. He shit his pants.
Oh, boy.
Roman shit his pants because he almost got the RKO.
Almost got that RKO from Randy, huh?
I just can't believe when he talks. Like to me, he talks a bunch of gibberish. Like he's just
Roman.
Yeah, and he has this look on his face. Like it's always like he's confused when he talks. Like I scratch my head because I just don't. I feel like the bloodline storyline is just dead. Like it's done.
It's been dead.
They're just beating it back into the ground. Like there's nowhere to go with it. Like, Jay.
Nope. The time to end it was at WrestleMania. That was the time to end it. And then to have the implosion just continuously occur. That was the time.
They don't know when to end it, man. They don't. They don't know.
And people think WWE is great right now. Whatever.
Great. I just heard on the radio, forget who I was listening to, like, this is the best SmackDown in a while. How? Because Randy Orton came in and cut a shitty promo? Well, he said 5 things about his voices in his head. I mean, these people, they can't, I've learned about WWE people, they cannot let go of the past. Boy, they ride that gravy train just like the people that watch movies, man. They cannot wait for this new Crystal Lake show on Hulu, the new Friday the 13th show. It's like, please just let it go. Let it go. CM Punk was what, 10 years, 15 years ago? Let him go. Like,
I don't care. I don't care at this point. It is what it is. I mean,
you actually think he's going to get in the ring and play and wrestle better than he was in AEW? Because that's what you're getting. You're getting that.
Yeah. No. But I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of CM Punk. I think you're going to get a Brock Lesnar type of CM Punk. You're going to get a few matches here and there, and I think that's it. He hasn't wrestled yet.
Yeah, I know. He hasn't wrestled. He's made multiple appearances on all 3 shows, but he hasn't wrestled yet. That makes lots of sense.
No, he hasn't wrestled yet. His first official match is going to be, what is it, December 27th at a house show at Madison Square Garden.
A house show. So you got one of the, you just made one of the biggest moves in WWE. And here's on top of that, did you hear about, so when he was in AEW wanted to sign Warner Brothers to a contract, and when it didn't have CM Punk, they didn't want him. Well, when they had CM Punk, they wanted him. Well, now that CM Punk's in WWE, now Warner Brothers is talking about bringing over one of their shows on one of their platforms. But what's crazy to me is you got one of the biggest stars from back in the day, and you're going to debut him at a house show, not even on TV. Oh, God, I love to know who fucking made that call. I slapped him in the mouth.
You should.
Oh my God. And all the people are like, oh my God.
It's probably a Triple H call.
Well, we do know lately he hasn't been making the greatest calls.
I mean, people think it's going great, but either way, let's get back to Collision here. So our next segment here, we have Renee Paquette. She is interviewing the Trios champions, the Acclaimed, with Daddy Ass. So now the Acclaim is pissed off at MJF. Max Caster no longer wants to be MJF's friend. So this seemed really stupid to even have this as even somewhat of a storyline.
I can't watch these backstage vignettes anymore. I can't watch Renee Paquette do these backstage interviews. Like,
is it awkward? I mean,
it's very awkward. Like, you take Renee Paquette, and she was on commentary on the pre-shows on WWE. Yep. Now she's being the backstage interviewer. It's just, to me, it doesn't fit. Like, and then like when she came in, she was doing promos with John Moxley and getting into storylines. Like, it just doesn't. I mean, it doesn't work. Like, I mean, I know my opinion doesn't matter, but I don't like seeing her in the backstage.
I mean, I think that's what she excels at. She does well at the interviews.
Oh, great. It's just it's very awkward because
it's a very WCW style to the way they cut their promos and they do interviews.
It just drives me nuts that this company is totally ripped off Ted Turner's WCW. It's crazy to me.
I don't hate it. I do.
I don't
hate it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Why do you want to copy somebody's idea like that? To me, that means that you don't have your own style, so you're ripping off somebody else's style.
Well, I think they have their own style. I just think that we're looking at something a little different. They put a spin on it. They've taken a very WCW type of feel. What I like to say is a WCW UFC is in terms of production. It's very UFC like with their production. It's very sports and live entertainment based, whereas when you watch a WWE program, it's very like boom, 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 boom. Like their production is just, you know, it's like a well-oiled machine. As a show, it is in that sense. It is filmed like it is a show, where AEW is filmed more like a live product.
Yeah, I get you. I hear you.
So, but the Acclaim now no longer MJF. We have Top Flight and Action Andretti getting in the middle of this. Action Andretti and Top Flight. They want some of the smoke. And next week at the Holiday Bash Collision, we're gonna get a trios tag match for the titles.
Wait, Holiday Bash is next week?
So this
Next Wednesday?
next week will be the last Collision of the year, because the next Saturday after that will be will be World's End.
Wait, hold on. So when is the show in Orlando?
It's not this coming Wednesday, it's next Wednesday, so a week and a half.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I'm just confused. Okay, I got it now.
All right. So our next match of the evening, we have Orange Cassidy against Brian Keith. Who the hell is Brian Keith?
The bounty hunter.
The bounty hunter. The Texan bounty hunter.
You know, it's funny, bro. I actually like the bounty hunter. I can really mess. I mean, that move he did where he ran and then jumped to the top rope and headbutted him was like, I've never seen somebody just run and like missile himself at the top rope and knocked him over. Like, I was like, what the hell was that?
It was the bounty hunter.
I honestly, I like it, man. You need more characters like this in wrestling today. You know, I miss the old days back in the 90s where you had like, you had Skinner, you had Doink the Clown, you had Repo
Gimmicks.
Man. Yeah.
Gimmicks.
There's no gimmicks anymore. There's no, they've gone away with the gimmicks. And I feel like that's what made wrestling in the 90s, in the 80s. The people love the gimmicks, Isaac Yankem DDS, who now, is Kane. A lot of people don't know that. He's been with WWE since the early 90s. Like he's been there for a while.
Yep.
Yeah. So I feel like that's what we're missing, the vignettes. I feel like if we had a couple guys that, were characters like, the bounty hunter, I think you would get more of a pop every once in a while.
So. I don't know that translates to modern day.
That's the problem. It's people like you that think too hard. You can't let it. Listen, you have to understand, when you're watching wrestling, when you're watching a movie, when you're watching a show, that's your time to get away from what's going on in your real life into a more of a not so realistic setting.
But I'm supposed to believe that a clown coming out is going to be a champion?
No, I'm not. Did I say that?
You mentioned Doink the Clown. You said so this bounty hunter. So we want a guy coming out here that essentially we're going to have promos of him going, I don't know, showing up somewhere and he's going to go and put a knife through something, a paper, and it's going to have a name and a picture on it, and he's going to plant it somewhere.
Didn't Bray Wyatt do it with the Wyatt family? I mean, yeah. I mean, do you remember when you watched Razor Ramon for the first time and he's in Miami doing promos?
I mean, it was a ripoff of Scarface, of course.
That was his whole character. His whole character was a ripoff of Scarface. You're right.
Miami, Scarface.
Yeah. But people ate it up. People loved it.
Well, it was coming off of the 80s, though. It was a different time. If you did that now, that's not going to work. Okay, but why did it work for Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family? Well, it was a cult leader type of deal. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was never the biggest fan of some of those gimmicks, and And when you showed all of the different types of Bray Wyatts, the cult leader to me was probably the best one out of, the Fiend, or what was the other thing that at the latest one, which we'll never know. We'll never know what they were doing with that. But
I mean, that was dude. That was all Bray Wyatt. That was all. I mean, that was all his idea. I mean, that was a Mr. Rogers take off of Blues.
Well, no, not even just that, but the Uncle Howdy and all that stuff. Like, we'll never know really what they were.
I mean, but I've heard they're bringing Uncle Howdy back. But also too, it's no different than watching
How do you do that? How do you bring that back?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a tribute to Bray. I have no idea.
I'd let that just kind of go with this point.
Look what, we haven't seen Dark Order in a while.
We haven't seen Dark Order in a while.
Oh, is Dark Order done? Is that a done deal?
Dude, I mean, come on. They weren't the same. They weren't the same. I mean, they got around after everything that happened, and we're going to have a lot of support after that, but come on.
We also have to mention too, today is Brody Lee's birthday.
It would have been
44 this today. So rest in peace, Brody.
Yep. R.I.P. Brody. But that is I am interested to see if they do anything with the
bounty hunter.
With the bounty hunter. So is that a Ring of Honor character?
Don't quote me. I don't think so, but it could be. I don't know.
Brian Keith.
I think I don't think you'll see the bounty hunter as a world champion. Maybe you'll see him. Maybe he'll hold like one of the other championships. Maybe not.
Okay. Well, I think he's a Texas native, so they might have just kind of brought him in for something like this, kind of like with the Von Erichs.
Yeah, but they didn't wrestle, did they? No,
they didn't. Well, that was on Rampage.
Yeah, that was just I think they brought him in. They have this partnership with the new movie coming out.
Right.
They're bringing them now. Is this going to bring the Von Erichs and the AEW to wrestle? I
hope so. I hope so. I think that'd be great. It'd be great for everyone. That'd be great for business. I think the Von Erichs, they're a storied faction. They have a lot of lineage, and they're a pretty good team. So I think it'd only help a company like AEW to have that name recognition.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the Von Erichs, I mean, that's a great faction. It's been around. I mean, longer than me and you have. I mean, I mean, that was one of the best tag teams back in the day. And, it would be great it'd be great to have like the Von Erichs versus the Hardys, or the Von Erichs versus House of Black, you know what I mean? Or even FTR. Like, the next segment, I think it's the next segment, FTR came out and they started talking about to House of Black.
So no, not yet, but OC did end up picking up the win, retaining the international title. So we did have a monologue with Miro, and Miro is going to inevitably go after Andrade at this point because of the whole CJ connection. So we're getting the kind of the future insight to the next feud here, and I think this is going to be really great because Miro and Andrade can both go, and we haven't really seen a whole lot going on with Miro.
No, I don't. Again, I think AEW picked up a lot of ex-WWE wrestlers.
Well, they needed to because their initial roster was a lot of indie talent, and no knock on that indie talent. They're great in their own way, but there's a reason that some of that indie talent is not on national television.
See, this is where I draw a line. This is what I hate about wrestling companies. Like, they'll keep people like Miro hanging from like a stick,
right?
Like have him travel around and do nothing. But it's like, I'm gonna say this, and I know you're probably gonna think I'm nuts, but like
You're nuts.
I'm not a huge Orange Cassidy fan.
Get out of here.
I'm not.
Get out of here.
And I'm not gonna say that he's not. I'm not gonna say that he's not entertaining. But at the end of the day, if I had to pick between Miro or Orange Cassidy, I would pick Miro because I think Miro puts on one hell of a match compared to Orange Cassidy, where he's doing these fake kicks, he's doing hands in the pocket. Like, okay, that gets over with the crowd, but at the end of the day, like, you know, you got a guy that was huge in WWE, okay, and you're not doing nothing with him. Like he's sitting on the sidelines. But you know, but you're using, but you know what I mean? Like
he's getting a lot of time now. Miro is a focal point right now of Collision.
I mean, but how many times have you seen him wrestle in the last month or two?
I mean, he's gotten a couple times in there, but the thing is you don't need to wrestle every week, every day. I mean,
no, but when they brought him in, when they brought Miro in, they used him for a month, and then they put him on the sidelines. They weren't using him at all.
Well, he was the champion for a bit, the TNT champion.
Yeah, when he came in, he was a champion, and then he lost the belt, and then he went MIA for I don't know how many months.
It was a while.
Yeah,
it was a while, and then he was brought back in the fold with Collision.
Yeah, but I mean, but my thing is like, you know, okay, so I guess I'm just confused on what they're doing with talent, because it's like, so they have Ring of Honor, which I guess you watch Ring of Honor, you have to buy the subscription, right?
Yes, which is it's $10 a month. I mean, whatever. I mean,
okay. And they tape Ring of Honor what before Dynamite or before Collision?
I believe it's after Collision.
Okay, so then you got then you know you have so then they've only kept so many people that actually came over from Ring of Honor, and they got rid of a lot, and then now they're bringing over like people that, like, you know, Claudio and a couple other ones to fill in, you know, the big spots for Ring of Honor,
right?
You know, that would be great. You know, like, you know, I'm not saying, you know, Miro should be on Ring of Honor, but, you know, like Samoa Joe, like isn't he in Ring of Honor? Or
Samoa Joe is everywhere. He's AEW, he's Ring of Honor. I mean,
yeah.
he's kind of just all of it.
And see, I don't like. I look at Samoa Joe like I looked at Taz. Like Taz, he only had a couple moves. Like, I don't know, man. Like every time I say something, people look at me like I'm crazy. But it's like I hate people that have one or two moves. Like that's not a wrestler. Like you need to have a repertoire of just different moves. And people,
what?
Whatever you call. I didn't say it right. What did I say? Repertoire. What?
Repertoire.
You have to have this. You have to have a Rolodex of moves.
A repertoire, yes.
And nobody has them. Like, I mean, like, did you see that stupid thing that Goldberg did over the weekend with the freaking Atlanta Falcons?
Oh, dude, I mean, that was pathetic.
They put him in the backstage. They brought him like he was a wrestler. He goes and tackles this poor guy and freaking drills him into the freaking concrete.
Yep.
And then he's like, "Who's next?" It's like, let it go, let it rest. I mean, go play with your cars. Stop,
dude. It's Goldberg, man. It's Goldberg.
Yeah, but see, but
how many people would pop and mark out if he just popped back up and showed up at a Dynamite?
Honestly, bro, I'm gonna tell you what. That's, again, I'm gonna say this until I'm blue in the face. People cannot let go of the past. And I'm going to tell you what, there wasn't one time in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years that I've seen Goldberg wrestle and WWE that I was like, wow, this is great. I thought it was complete shit. Complete shit.
It hasn't been good. There's nothing. I cannot tell you a good Goldberg match.
I mean, and then the fucking guy gets squashed within 2 minutes from Braun Strowman to lose the title.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's definitely not good. And people are like, "Oh my God, Goldberg! Oh, great! Oh, come on, people! Just give it a rest. Give it a rest." The guy's what, 77 years old?
No, he's not that old, man.
trunks on, nipples are hanging like they're slob.
Ooh, Goldberg will spear you, Vince.
Oh, come on. Another Goldberg fan.
Come on, man. It's the Goldberg, bro. It's the Goldberg.
Listen, again, even in WCW, bro, I wasn't a huge Goldberg fan. Like, again,
I love Goldberg.
Three moves: spear, jackhammer. What else am I missing? Nothing. That's
I don't
it.
know. You just said 3 moves.
I know. Excuse me, 2 moves. That's all he had.
He did that move where he picked him up and then got him on the shoulder and
so he stole the Ultimate Warrior's Ultimate Press. Okay.
Yes. And Goldberg is 56, just so you know. Thanks, Chris.
Okay, 56. All right. He looks like he's 60.
He's looking a little rough right now. And it's gonna be hard to remember him for a lot recently for anything other than his Goldberg match in Saudi Arabia, which was an unmitigated disaster.
You know what a disaster was besides that one? Remember that disaster match, Triple H and Shawn Michaels taking on Undertaker and
let's pass on that.
Was that Kane?
Yeah, that was pathetic.
That was horrible. I mean, that was the first match back from Shawn Michaels after he said he's retired.
Yeah, no, that was
I know you're a big Goldberg fan. I'm sorry to hear that, Chris.
Oh man. No, but that was one of the worst matches, man. Like at a certain point, these guys, some of them need to know when to hang it up.
Well, Sting. I mean, come on. Listen. I've seen Sting wrestle a couple times since he's been AEW.
Sting, I think, is pretty solid still.
But there are some times when you question Sting, like of course, he gets hit and you're like, oh, is he really hurt? Like, you just, there was one time when it was Revolution when they had that street fight, and I was on the floor and I forget who hit him with the chair with a trash can. He was laying on the floor for a while, and I'm thinking this guy's fucking hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, but man, he could still go though. He could still go.
I mean, he can still do a stinger splash. I'm not going to say he can still go though.
I mean, he could still get it done. Get it done.
That's like you saying Ric Flair can still go. He can still go.
Yeah, come on. He could still get it done. Stop it. Knock it off.
Listen, I am so looking forward to see who his last match is going to be. Like, I have a really bad feeling it's going to be like Darby. Like,
it's definitely going to be Darby. It's not even a bad feeling. That's who it's going to be.
That's horrible, man.
Come on, you know it's going to be Darby.
Yeah, but how do you let a guy like Darby be his last? I mean, like, I know he's doing it out of respect, but I mean, they should bring Ric Flair back one more time and let him flop around the fucking ring like a fish.
No thanks.
I mean, listen, it would be. I know you say no thanks, but at the end of the day, it would. I think it would solidify it because the last time Ric Flair and Sting went at it was at the Coliseum there in Greensboro.
Might have been. Did you see Ric Flair's last match?
Yeah, it was
last match.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a one-on-one match, and then it got turned into a tag team match.
Well, it needed to.
Well, obviously, yeah.
It needed to. So, yeah, no. Some of these, like I said, you got to know when to hang them up. You have to.
I don't feel like we've seen the last of Ric Flair. I really don't.
Probably not. But so our next segment, we have it's kind of a little prelude. They were going over the Ring of Honor final battle, survival of the fittest match for the TV title. Commander was out, cutting a promo. Roderick and the Kingdom come, and it sets up a match now for Roderick Strong against Commander.
I don't even know who Commander is.
I'm not that excited for this match, but Commander can go. Commander's a good talent.
Who's this Commander guy?
Commander, Commander is I believe he's a luchador.
Oh, okay.
So, and he's actually he's pretty good, man. I'd look him up if you don't know much about him. So, he can definitely flip around, do some crazy stuff in the ring. But on that note, we're going to take another break here, and we'll be back.
Then Randy Orton and LA Gears took on Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, and of course Randy's going to win. And I love the end of this match, so I chose this picture. He's going for the move. Randy says, hits him with the RKO, 1, 2, 3, gives him a little head nod. Listen, keep giving LA Knight this kind of rub. I think he needs it. I think it's good for him. This is where I think he should be. This is where he will excel. I thought it was too much, too fast. Slow it back down. Give him that slow, good burn that faces are supposed to get and need. That's what gets them over. 100% what gets them over is that. Just said that, okay? I'm no longer going to say, I didn't say no. I'm with that. Give him the slow burn. He will be what he's supposed to be. Randy Orton is the ultimate builder wrestler. I think Randy's been injury prone a lot in his career, but I'm not going to disagree with that at all. But strictly from an aesthetic standpoint, I think the physique of McIntyre is a little bit more than Randy's. This Papa Dad, there's a dad bod. This new dad bod that Randy got is impressive. The muscles, Randy ain't never been this built, okay? But they all come back built like this, and then they sling out after that.
For you. All right. So we have. All right. Let's see. So now we have our FTR segment here. Why don't you go ahead and take it from here with Cash Wheeler?
Well, I feel like they were just talking about. They were really trying to cut a promo about, it doesn't matter who they're going to face. They're always going to be FTR, and they're going to be the toughest tag team. And then they get interrupted by the House of Black. And they got a picture of, I forget, was it Dash or Cash's family?
It's Cash.
And they were going to burn it and say they're going to, I forget. I didn't hear what he said. He was saying,
I mean, it's basically, FTR is calling out the House of Black for all their supernatural bull crap, and quit it, knock it off, and let's go. Let's wrestle. And
he said wrestle.
That's wrestle.
They're gonna wrestle.
They're gonna wrestle.
Wrestle.
They wrestle us.
We're gonna get in the ring and wrestle.
They wrestle us. Come on now.
I remember my grandpa used to say that to me all the time. You're gonna watch that wrestling. The wrestling. I was saying so wrestling starts with an R now. Wrestling.
It's wrestling, man. It's always wrestling. It's like a, I don't know. It's like a Southern thing a little bit. I don't know. I mean, these guys used to run circuits back. Up until Vince McMahon made it a household kind of thing. There was territories, and that's just how it was. It's just the way that it was. I mean, certain wrestlers would be in certain areas, and that's just what you had. So,
really? Yeah.
But wrestling was a Southern thing.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
God, what a ripoff of Stone Cold. Oh my God. I tell this people all the time, and
it's so bad.
God.
Gosh. But we get a recap with Keith Lee. He got a big win at Final Battle over Shane Taylor. Keith Lee says Shane Taylor is not him. So,
did I tell you I cannot stand Keith Lee?
I like Keith Lee, man.
Keith Lee used to be good. Now I told I told everybody, even you back in the day at Full Sail, this guy is not going to be a heavyweight champion. He's not going to be as big as you think he is now.
Come on.
And I was right. He didn't turn out to be. He got put up the Raw, and then they threw up all over him.
He's all right, man.
Yeah, he's great.
But
he's great.
So our next match of the night.
Great. As you shovel food, he's great.
We have a Texas street fight.
Oh, this is great. This is a great match.
I mean, come on.
Great.
We had Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. Let me tell you something. I have nothing against Willow Nightingale. I just don't understand the character and don't understand what they're doing here.
I love that sugar bottle that they hit over her head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you really actually think they're gonna freaking hit this bottle over her? There's no way.
Absolutely.
There's no way.
And then you have some professionals in there like Mercedes Martinez and Diamante, and they're trying to do the best that they can. And you have a Texas street fight going on here. And I'm sorry, but nothing screams Texas street fight more than Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante. I mean, come on now. This is absurd. Why do they need to call it? Just because you're in Texas, you don't need to make that. You don't need to have a Texas street fight.
I don't know why
street fight.
I don't know why they did it with them. Out of all the people they could have done the Texas Death Match, they did it with this tag team. But I don't think it was hard. Like, I think it's funny that they tried so hard to break that piece of wood and it didn't break on them. Like, I was like, oh God. But yeah, it was a hell of a fight. I mean, there were some spots that I was like, oh man, that one horribly. But I think the girls did a good job. I think they got it done, and
they did. They got it done. It was a decent fight. It was a decent match, man. I mean, for what it was, it served its purpose, and I really do enjoy when we can see some more women's wrestling in AEW, especially that takes some chances and isn't just basic, and we're getting some quote unquote hardcore type of matches.
Yeah.
So Stat and Nightingale pick up the dub. We go back for Renee is with the women's world champion.
Oh God.
Yours. I mean, come on.
I cannot stand this.
I
cannot stand this.
Timeless Tony is fantastic.
Oh God. Every time I see Timeless Tony, I want to stick a pen in my eye.
It's not that bad.
Darling. Oh,
it's great. It's
rest.
Great. I mean, the fact that you don't like this, you have the problem.
No, it's such a. And who's this bimbo beside
Mariah May? Look her up. Do some research. Read a book, dude. Come on. So we learned that Saraya and Rio are going to face off on Dynamite to determine who's going to challenge Timeless Tony Storm at World's End. So,
hope it's Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka for the dub. Asuka for the win, man. I mean, it's got to be Saraya, right? It's got to be Saraya. Can it be anybody else but Saraya at this point?
I mean, I guess not. I don't care watching. I miss the old fat ass Tony Storm.
Listen, I like this new Tony Storm. Get over it.
Old dust Tony Storm is what I
get over it. So Mariah May, we're gonna be getting her pretty soon. We still don't have a date though. We just know she's gonna show up soon. She's gonna have her first match soon. I'm excited to see Mariah May.
Me too.
I mean, I am, and she's really easy on the eyes.
I might not even go to sleep until she goes to wrestle. I think I'm going to stay up and wait.
You should.
Yeah.
You really should.
Yep.
But let me tell you, this next one, oh boy, we're going to get Adam Copeland against Christian Cage for the TNT title at World's End in a no disqualification match. I mean, I called this.
Now, do you think Edge gets the W, or think they make him lose one more time?
Edge has got to get the W. How does Edge not walk out of there?
I would not put it past you, but if you were wrong.
If Copeland does not win the TNT title at World's End, AEW needs to they need to hand over the booking duties to somebody else. They need to.
I agree. I agree.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss that Adam Copeland is not already a champion.
Amen.
I mean, do you care? Do you care at this point about seeing Christian Cage and Adam Copeland again?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing him one more time.
Okay. I mean, I think a real match this time, not some fluff on Dynamite.
Okay.
Or, you know, I'm just saying. I think they're going to put on a good match at World's End. So Brian Cage against Kyrie Wright. Not to be confused with Kyrie Sane. This was a squash. Yeah. I mean, this was a filler. You have any comments about this?
Not really.
No. Okay.
I just don't like what they're doing with Brian Cage. I mean, he used to be a hot commodity. Now he's just a joke.
Well, but I mean, he is in the Mogul Embassy. They do have the Ring of Honor Trios titles. And they did. I mean, he is with Swerve Strickland and his little posse now. So I think we're probably going to get some Keith Lee action here against maybe some Brian Cage.
I wouldn't mind seeing that match.
And I think that would be great. But we're really going to be set up again for Swerve and Lee. I think that's the direction that we're finally going to go, that we've missed out on since Swerve, was backstabbed by I'm sorry, since Keith Lee was backstabbed by Swerve. And I think that needs to be a featured match that they really roll with. I think Lee deserves it. I think Swerve deserves it. So this next match, oh geez, Eddie Kingston and Daniel Garcia. How are they doing Daniel Garcia like this? How are they doing Daniel Garcia? This dude has so much talent. I'm much more interested in watching Daniel Garcia than I am Eddie Kingston. I mean, nothing against Eddie Kingston. I'm just not a fan of Eddie Kingston.
I've already told you my thoughts on Eddie Kingston.
So Eddie Kingston picks up the W, 6 points. Oh, geez. So now we get our main event. And let me tell you, this was a solid main event. Solid main event.
Yeah, it was actually a good match.
This was the best match of the night.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson and Brody King, 6 points apiece. I think this really was going to be your front runner for the, at least the Blue League. And Danielson went hard at it with King, and fantastic ending, hitting the three knees, and Brody King just kicking out right after the 3 was made. Just right after the 3 was made. Still makes King look strong, makes Danielson look strong for getting the W. And I mean, we're getting Danielson in the finals here. How do we not get Danielson in the finals, right?
No, I think he can still go, but you slowly you slowly see that he's starting to like fade from who he used to be.
Yep.
But he can still go.
Absolutely. He can definitely still go. So that concludes the Collision show tonight. I thought it was pretty solid. I think Collision right now probably is head and shoulders the best AEW programming right now on TV.
Better than Dynamite?
I think so.
Really?
I think so. I think Collision just has a better feel.
Okay.
I mean, that's my opinion. All right. Dynamite has, that's supposed to be the A show, but I think Collision just hits on a different level.
Well, we'll see this Dynamite coming up on this Dynamite. They haven't released any matches yet, have they?
Chris gives it a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I agree. I think a 7 out of 10 is a really solid number for this. Any matches for Dynamite?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I haven't heard anything, but I know they probably have.
Well, yeah, we have Saraya against Riho to determine the number 1 contender to face Toni Storm. And this will be the Holiday Bash. So Holiday Bash is going to be on Wednesday, and then the New Year's Smash will be in 2 weeks.
And that's on a Friday, right?
No.
Is that a Wednesday too?
Yes. That is the Dynamite in Orlando.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. I am too. I think AEW is, they're moving on from CM Punk at this point. They're starting to hit, a stride here, and they need something. They need something big here. They need something good to really kind of get them out of this. And obviously the attendance is lacking right now, and I have an inclination as to why. I don't think they promote that a show is coming to town very well.
No, I haven't seen them promote very well either.
I've seen nothing. And this is what, their third, fourth time coming to Orlando, and usually they get a pretty good crowd, and they're getting virtually nothing showing up for this. They got to promote better. The last time they were here was, I guess it was Revolution. I mean, right?
Yeah, Revolution was the last thing here. Yeah.
But even before Revolution, they had Dynamite here, and that was virtually a sellout. You had Cody against Malachi in the main event, and it was a great main event. And I don't understand why they're not selling out right now. I really don't. I don't think the product is as bad as some people believe it is.
We shall see Wednesday night.
We shall see Wednesday night. But that will be all from us tonight, folks. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us on a Saturday. We appreciate it. I am Dan the Man. This is Let Me Be Frank, Vincent LaSpada, and we will see you on Wednesday night.